There are people who dream about speed, and then there's Cleetus McFarland, a man who built his life around it. His real name is Garrett Mitchell, a kid from Omaha, Nebraska, who turned a camera, a mullet, and a wild idea into a multi-million-dollar motorsports empire. What began as a joke between friends became one of the most successful independent automotive brands in the world. Today, Cleetus McFarland is more than just a YouTube personality. He's a racer, an entrepreneur, and the owner of 2 racetracks in Florida. But his story isn't just about fame and fast cars. It's about risk, reinvention, and a man who refused to settle for anything less than total freedom. Garrett Mitchell was born on April 5, 1995, in Omaha, Nebraska. Like most kids, he loved cars. But unlike most, he also had a fascination with cameras and storytelling. While his friends were racing in parking lots, Garrett was capturing the moment, editing clips, and learning how people reacted to what they saw online. Long before YouTube became a career path, he was already studying its rhythm, what made people click, watch, and share. That understanding of digital media would later separate him from every other car enthusiast trying to make it online. Garrett didn't start out as Cleetus McFarland. He started behind the scenes. In his early 20s, he worked as a social media manager for 1320 Video, one of the biggest names in streetcar content. It was there that he learned the power of an audience, how to build a brand, and how to make a story out of speed. He wasn't just a guy who loved engines. He was learning how to turn passion into business. In 2015, Garrett was attending a drag racing event when something unexpected happened. On camera, he started joking in an exaggerated patriotic Southern accent, sunglasses, flags, and all pretending to be a wild car enthusiast named Cleetus McFarland. It was loud, ridiculous, and completely unplanned. The internet loved it. Overnight, the video went viral. People weren't just laughing. They wanted more. Garrett saw what was happening and made a choice most people wouldn't dare make. He left his job, put everything on the line, and decided to build his future around this larger-than-life character. What looked like luck was actually strategy. Garrett had spent years learning how the online world worked. Now he was ready to use that knowledge for himself. The Cleetus McFarland channel was born, and it didn't take long to explode. From the start, Cleetus McFarland wasn't just a channel about cars. It was a world of chaos, creativity, and personality. Garrett's high-energy builds, massive burnouts, and outrageous stunts became must-watch entertainment. As his following grew into the millions, Garrett began to think bigger. He wasn't interested in being just another YouTuber. He wanted to own something real. He wanted to control the entire experience, the cars, the events, the fans, everything. That dream led to one of the biggest risks of his life. In early 2020, Garrett bought an abandoned racetrack in Manatee County, Florida, the old DeSoto Speedway. He renamed it the Freedom Factory, a name that perfectly captured everything his brand stood for. But it wasn't a simple purchase. It was a massive financial risk. He sold nearly everything he owned to buy it. And right after the deal closed, the pandemic hit. Events were canceled, income dried up, and the bills kept coming. Garrett later admitted that at one point, he even bounced a check to the IRS. He was that close to losing everything. But he didn't quit. He doubled down. He rebuilt the track, worked non-stop to keep the content coming, and when events finally returned, the Freedom Factory exploded in popularity. Today, it's not just a racetrack. It's the beating heart of his empire. Events like the Freedom 500, the 2.4 hours of Le Mullets, and the Tour of Destruction bring thousands of fans to Florida every year, and millions more watch online through his pay-per-view service, Cleetervision. Garrett had done something rare. He turned internet fame into real-world ownership. Behind the fame and the burnout, Smoke is a family that keeps everything grounded. In December 2021, Garrett married Maddie Mitchell, the woman who's been by his side through every high and low. Their marriage, shared openly with fans, gave a new dimension to the brand. Maddie is more than just his partner. She's part of the operation. Together, they manage multiple businesses, raise 2 young children, and still find time to share their lives with millions of people. Balancing that world hasn't been easy. Garrett has talked openly about the pressure, the long nights at the track, the constant travel, the endless content schedule. But through all of it, Maddie's been there. She's the steady hand behind the madness, the reminder that success means nothing if you can't share it with the people who matter most. Every empire has its symbols, and for Cleetus McFarland, those symbols have wheels. The first was Leroy, a stripped-down Corvette C5 that looked more like a skeleton than a sports car. It was loud, fast, and dangerous, and fans loved it. Then came Mullet, a Chevrolet El Camino purpose-built for speed. And later, the Eagle, a turbo Camaro that shattered records with a 261 miles per hour run in the quarter mile. Each car became part of his identity. They weren't just vehicles, they were stories machines that fans watched grow, break, and rise again. Every rebuild brought new drama, and every victory was shared with millions of loyal viewers. These cars turned content into culture. They made Cleetus McFarland more than just a name. They made him a brand. As the brand grew, so did the business. Today, Garrett's operation runs like a full-scale company with multiple income streams feeding one another. The YouTube channel provides visibility and reach. It's the front door to everything else, drawing in millions of fans from around the world. Then there's merchandise, managed through his company G-Force Media LLC. It's not just t-shirts and hats. It's a powerhouse operation built around massive giveaways. Every purchase earns fans entries to win high-performance cars and big cash prizes. The strategy works because fans aren't just buying products, they're buying into a community. His live events are another major pillar. The Freedom Factory hosts thousands of fans at ticketed races and demolition shows. With general admission around $70 and premium experiences over $200, a single event can pull in hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. For fans who can't make it in person, there's Cleetus Vision, a pay-per-view platform that brings the action to living rooms around the world. With affordable pricing, it reaches international audiences and keeps revenue flowing even when seats aren't filled. Finally, there are corporate sponsorships from companies like Holley, Texas Speed, and Summit Racing, partnerships that not only pay well but also supply high-end parts for his endless car projects. Together, these revenue streams form the engine of a self-sustaining empire, one that earns millions each year and keeps every piece of the operation under Garrett's control. By 2025, Garrett Mitchell's estimated net worth has reached around $10 million. That number comes not from YouTube ad revenue, which only provides a modest return, but from the businesses he's built around it. He owns 2 racetracks, a merchandise empire, and a thriving pay-per-view service. Every piece works together to create what many creators never achieve: independence. While most YouTubers rely on sponsorships or ad rates, Garrett built something that stands on its own. He doesn't just create content, he owns the infrastructure that makes it possible. But even success comes with new battles. In 2025, Garrett faced a serious threat to his Freedom Factory. Developers in Manatee County proposed building thousands of homes near his track, raising concerns that future residents would file noise complaints. Garrett showed up at county meetings, explaining in plain terms that engines don't whisper, they roar. Despite his efforts, the county approved the development. The decision doesn't close the Freedom Factory, but it raises questions about its long-term survival. Garrett didn't wait for the worst. He started preparing for it. Just 26 miles from the Freedom Factory, construction began on his next big move, the Bald Eagle Airfield Compound. It's a private facility with a 13,000-square-foot airplane hangar, a massive home, and a custom pool shaped like a Chevy logo. Built by Trinity Custom Homes, it's both a residence and a backup operations center, giving him complete control over future content production. If the Freedom Factory ever faces restrictions, the airfield ensures the business can keep flying, literally and figuratively. It's a personal sanctuary and a long-term investment rolled into one, proof that Garrett isn't just building for now, he's building for decades to come. Even as his businesses thrive, Garrett hasn't stopped chasing his first love, racing. In 2025, he competed part-time in the ARCA Menards Series, driving the number 30 Ford for Rhett Jones Racing. It's a new chapter, one that connects his digital fame with traditional motorsport. His presence on the track brings new eyes to the sport, blending internet culture with professional racing in a way no one else has managed to do. Garrett Mitchell's story isn't about luck or viral fame. It's about vision, the ability to see opportunity where others saw a joke. He turned a random character into a business empire. He risked everything to own his freedom, and he built a life that runs entirely on passion and horsepower. With Maddie by his side, 2 children growing up in the middle of it all, and fans around the world cheering every burnout, Garrett's story is far from over. From Omaha to Florida, from a YouTube joke to a $10 million empire, he's proven that freedom isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, one burnout at a time.